Happy Friday, everyone. Loads of news from CinemaCon. A couple of treats. Something that will blow your mind. We're starting a little late today. Alan and I got in very late from Vegas last night, but we have a huge treat for you to kick off the show. A new trailer that just dropped. You are not going to believe it. Fasten your seatbelts. I need Alan in here now.
I'm really busy at the moment with Dr. Doom, but I'll say it. Alan.
Yeah, he said that last night, or
he
yesterday
did.
afternoon.
He did. And you're back. And how does it feel to sleep in your own bed?
Felt great. Those pillows were killing me in the bedroom.
Yeah, as much as I love Vegas, and by love I mean I do not love Vegas. It's great just being home. We got in. I think you got in at like 1. I got in at 2.
Yeah, and then it took you forever to leave my house.
Yes, because I couldn't find my keys. I'm seeing the disaster. Look, if that's the worst thing I can say, it's better than previous years.
Yes,
I'll just say that.
This is probably the best year.
It might be the best year where the least bad things happen,
Yeah.
but bad things didn't happen. Let's see who's here to kick things off, and we appreciate your patience. We started late today, and we needed time to prep, and we nearly did that. We actually nearly did prep, but Andrew Cram, our patron saint, gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. We appreciate him so much. How did you guys see Rob and John Campea at CinemaCon? Says have gun will travel. Remember for
Let's just say
7 months.
you run into everybody at CinemaCon.
I run into everybody. Taylor Gonzalez, John Campea,
Jeremy Johns.
We had a interesting private conversation, which was cool about the industry. I can't share the private conversation, but I watched Jeremy Johns. I did compliment him on his Al Pacino Serpico look. Whenever he wears a leather jacket, he's got longish hair and a beard. He looks like Al Pacino from Serpico. So for those of you that watch Jeremy Johns, you know what I'm talking about, and who know the movie Serpico.
Yeah, Andrew Cram. I was going to see Mel Brooks promoting Spaceballs, and Mel Brooks, looks like he's doing well, considering he's 100 years old, and was also nice to see.
Is he 100 or about to turn 100?
I think he's about to.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. No, we saw, we showed the teaser that they revealed on YouTube. We saw an extended look at the movie, and it looks great. It's going to be, it is going hard on Force Awakens. It's making fun of franchise films in general, making fun of things like race swaps. So,
by the way, he'll be 100 in 2 months.
In 2 months. That's great.
He will be the literal 100-year-old man.
Alan, you might want to read.
Yes, Uncle Jimmy Jam for 10. Sorry, I see T-shirts, and I'm thinking you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so good.
Uncle Jimmy Jam for 10. Hey, Chris and Alan, what were your favorite and least favorite snacks you tried there?
Oh, that's easy. My favorite, dark chocolate raisinets. That was amazing. We went through the hall, and in fact, we came back with a giant bag of snacks from every single booth for Atomic Glory for her tireless work. Well earned. Yeah. We got swag for her in a giant bag, which
we got those bags like 2 days ago, and so I'll do a member stream where I eat the hot dogs we collected.
Least favorite. Oh my God. What was the least favorite? I don't know that I had a least favorite. They're ones I like more. I like Raisinets, Jordan almonds. The stuff that was deep fried, I don't like that.
Yeah. Texas Fire wants to know, did you like the dill pickle lemonade?
Oh wow, that's right. I did not like it. I did not like. I love the flavor dill pickle. I have like dill weed as a seasoning that I use, but it just was not. It didn't work for me. So, Alan, do you have
Yeah.
things you didn't like?
You know what? Yeah, the one thing I did like, I liked it year after year. It's the brisket over macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
Did you
that's
try it?
right.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
honestly, I'm not a candy person, so I more or less collected candy for the family than ate any of it.
Good.
I'll say the struggle was the Dippin' Dots.
Oh, I love Dippin' Dots,
I know.
especially when it like burns your
Yeah,
tongue.
it
It's so freeze
clings to
dried.
the inside of your mouth.
Yeah,
Make it
I
difficult
had
to eat and talk.
I had the Dr. Pepper flavored
Yeah.
Dippin' Dot, and I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like vanilla. It was like Dr. Pepper root beer or something like that. Shake. Okay, and then Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. And buy our merch at shop.filmthread.com.
Yes, thank you, Lord Thoth. We appreciate you. And wait, what's this?
Yes, ADL is 24. Can we get a final glizzy count from Alan?
What's a
Remind me
glizzy?
what a glizzy is.
Glizzy count. Let us know, ADLs.
Yeah.
And Razorburn as a question.
Razorburn, member for 15 months. Chris, are you still mad at Gary for streaming over you guys last night? And see you at Dragon Con later this year.
I hope to see you at Dragon Con. I hope I may, or it's 50-50 now. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there was a miscommunication, but Gary was supposed to join us on our last 2 live streams from Vegas, and we would tell him what we saw. He'd question us. And I think there was a misunderstanding, and I'll deal with this offline. I have to talk to him for sure. But yeah, I wasn't real happy about that. He was going to come on, then we would discuss, we would say what we saw in the room. And then the point was for us to do something short, hand it off to him who would go live. Now, as it is, there might be a little, the trailer did not go live, and I had no knowledge of whether it would or would not. I just know what I saw in the room, and we could have helped each other because I do help him by sending him, hey, you should do this story. Hey, here's something that I don't waste a lot of people's time DMing them on X, but I'll send stories like, hey, you might want to react to this thing that I know about that you probably don't. So we'll have a conversation. I don't know. We'll see.
And glizzy refers to hot dog.
Yeah.
So the mistake we made was I loaded up on brisket for lunch, and I was not hungry in the slightest when we got to the hot dogs. So I think I ate 3 hot dogs. One of them was the pretzel dog, which I prefer the pretzel dog over just the regular dog. I like pretzel bread. I like bread that's not get soggy because of the hot dog juice.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever I saw Alan, he was offered a hot dog. There wasn't one he didn't turn down.
Yeah. I had to start refusing because look, that brisket from lunch was great.
It was, yeah. We know what the good food and the bad food is. So, hey, let's kick things off. I promised you something big that just dropped. We're going to tell you about it here first. It's Ladies First. It's a new movie that's coming on Netflix. When I say coming, it's going to come hard based on, I have seen the trailer. Alan, you have not.
I've not.
It stars Sacha Baron Cohen. Remember, you saw it here first when other YouTube channels react to this. We're going to start some. Alan, are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's go.
I feel like I'm going to be educated.
Time, there was a man named Damien.
Ruby, I've got a high priority project for you.
You cannot legally make me break up with one of your girlfriends again.
He was an arsehole. Fortunately, this story is also about a woman named Alex.
We're meeting up later at the pub for happy hour.
Oh, wow. I think my happy hour days might be long behind me.
Oh, I wasn't inviting you.
Ooh.
The clients want to increase their female market share. Above all, women just want to feel heard, right?
I think they want to be heard.
Alex, I'm in the middle of an idea, but it's so good to have you in the room. I really appreciate it.
God, what a punchable face.
Hey,
Oh no.
Can you tell us what happened, love? You on any medication? The pill?
The pill.
Look after that pretty face, all right?
What? Ruby, give me an ice pack.
Shall I pick up your dry cleaning as well?
Damien, what are you doing in my office?
What are you talking about? This is my office, Damien. Please, don't laugh at me. What is this? Jesus.
Good Lord, he needs to knock one up.
This is not my house.
Now vote Beatrice the third.
I spelled my choice.
Whose fucking cat is this? She's a lady. Women are in charge here.
What? It's a smile.
Where the hell am I?
Hey, Damien. That's my girl.
Okay, wait. I want to go back here in case you missed this. Did you see the Whopper here?
No, I didn't.
Okay, look at this.
Women are in charge
Commercial
here.
for Burger King.
It's a smile.
Where the hell am I?
Yes.
Look
Okay, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yes. So here we go. And it says Burger Queen.
Yeah.
Burger Queen, home of the Whopper.
Hey, Damien. That's my girl.
How do I get out of here?
So it's a world now where the script is flipped and women are in control and in charge, except what we really see is women act just like men.
Yeah. So yeah, the movie
Men
is
who are
women acting like
assholes.
men and men acting like women.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah. Here we go.
You make a change.
But she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace.
Sacha Baron Cohen in a bath, shaving his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amongst these gems is the premier testicle bra. They'll make your little fellas fly.
Take me back! Shit. You stole my job.
You need to relax.
I'm just getting started.
You see the problem with that?
He wants to sit at the big girls' table.
The board had any balls, I'd be the CEO of my...
Had any balls? The delicate sacks that dangle from your body with the slightest tap sends you weeping to the ground.
Yes.
She's a
Ladies First, coming to Netflix in May sometime. Hang on a second.
Can you change your tie?
No, I'm a man.
Fatherfucker.
So she doesn't say motherfucker. She says fatherfucker. See, everything's flipped.
Yeah.
On Netflix, May 22nd. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, it would be awful to live in a world where hot women would objectify you and want to have sex with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Alan, what do you think? This
Yeah.
is-
Well,
and
I
by
mean,
the
that's
way-
my point
by the way-
is I think,
Oh,
no,
sorry,
that's my point is I think the idea that living in this world would be horrible for men. I think they miscalculated that. It might not be that bad actually. You know, if women did all the work and all we had was the sex, wouldn't you want to live in that world?
Yeah, I don't see this as being a very balanced comedy. It's just I mean, this is propaganda on a huge scale that looks utterly ridiculous to me. And I guarantee this, when word gets out about this movie, watch all the political pundits are going to be doing reactions and reviews. We will review the movie when it comes out the same week as The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think it's coming out that week.
So I just feel like what women hate about men, the idea that it's switched around and it's like, well, I guess I'm not that bothered by it.
Well, look, as a dumb comedy, sure, fine. But man, it just like coming out around this, if this came out like 20 years ago, sure, whatever, it's goofy, funny, but it's one of those like fantasy things where someone like Groundhog's Day, they have a character flaw that something fantastical and ridiculous happens that is meant to teach them a lesson.
Yeah. Well, I always bring up 9 to 5. 9 to 5 came out at a time when that stuff was actually happening. There was a glass ceiling. To remake 9 to 5 today would be a much different movie, and have less of an impact than it did when 9 to 5 actually came out.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, am I frozen still?
No, you're good.
I'm good. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just wanted to ask. All right, let's get into it. We've got more trailers that dropped, but we also have some news before we get to CinemaCon stuff. Let's do this. Issa Rae Defends DEI. I have a news story here, and let's get into it. We have a lot of news stories, so here we go. And we've got this actually, it broke in the news, but we actually have a clip that I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And wait, I didn't know this was a YouTube short. And the thing about YouTube shorts, for some reason, I'm unable to
You can't pause it.
pause it. So I need to know that. So let's do this. Let's just go here. Okay.
So I'm seeing if I can
Yeah, this doesn't
have
help
better
me.
luck with this or not.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Okay, never mind. I said I have it. I can bring it up.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of rollbacks in Hollywood, despite knowing that diversity works and it makes money. How are you seeing it play out in real time in the C-suite as an executive, a creative executive?
I mean, I'm seeing it like just blatantly. People are scared and yeah, just not necessarily investing the same way that they would have before. Even executives who, are of color are also like tiptoeing, like, well, I can't co-sign you because I'm gonna lose my job. Like, and that's scary to see. And sad to see, because it's kind of like a bad word now, even though we all know that was, we all know that typically when we're talking about diversity, equity, inclusion, it is about giving people opportunities that would otherwise not have them, as opposed to pity hires and pity shows and the like. And it's kind of just, it's changed meanings and has become a bad word, but it hasn't affected what we do and who I create for and what our company creates for and who we prioritize. And it never will. It's just, you have to be kind of smarter about how you package it and market it. And that's what executives are also getting smarter about too, of just like, it's not a show about a Black woman, it's a show about class, and as icky as that might feel, it gets the show sold. It's, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, I guess.
We're seeing a lot of rollbacks in
All right. Having seen this clip, Alan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Look, DEI. If DEI were giving a voice to someone who, in a group that needs to be heard, that's one thing. It's saying, okay, I'm willing to listen to another story or listen to another voice. But then she goes on. But then people saw it as a pity hire, and she was right there. DEI was not about bringing out new stories from real storytellers. It was about pity hires. It was about getting someone in the room just because of the way they looked or what their gender was, when they were not qualified to be there. In order for diversity to work, you have to be qualified to be there. You have to be able to tell a story. You have to have a story worth listening to or worth telling. But what DEI did was just say, you're Black, you're hired. Congratulations. You're gay, you're hired. Congratulations. You're a woman, you're hired. Congratulations. As opposed to, what do you have to say? Most of these DEI hires don't know how to tell stories, don't know how to direct, don't know how to write. But I'll tell you this, there are plenty of diverse people with diverse backgrounds who know how to direct, who know how to write, and you refuse for some reason to hire them because they don't fall in line with you 100% politically. So it's just one of those, where where people are getting the argument wrong, especially the people who are supporting DEI. You know, it's, you know, you got to come to the table with the tools in hand in order to make it work.
Well, I'll just say that, you know, there is a reason people use the term that's a DEI blank, and it's meant as a derisive term.
Yeah,
Because I
it
think
should be.
people are tired of it. That people are tired of race swaps in IP. People are tired of inauthentic storytelling. And by that I mean, you know, storytelling where you see a period piece from London of a certain era and it's naturally diverse like a Benetton ad, when we know that's was not really historically the case, and it just takes you out of the story. You know, we saw some examples of both good and bad when we were at CinemaCon.
Yeah.
We saw a teaser for Werewolf. It looks very authentic to the era, you know.
Not diverse.
It wasn't diverse.
Yeah.
Doesn't take
Well,
you out of it. We know.
I'll give you another example. I'll give you an example of good. The opening of the Paramount presentation opened with this short film. Basically, it was the stars of Paramount, and they're basically on a movie set. And this whole thing was about the fact that Paramount is a real production studio. You're going to make your movie at Paramount. And it was, long story short, it was a great video. Everyone was impressed by it. It was amazing. And John M. Chu directed it. You wouldn't know who had directed that, and you wouldn't have cared. But yeah, somehow an Asian man who is actually a good director made an actual good movie.
No, it was like, first of all, it's a short film about 5 minutes starring Tom Cruise, and it was only shown at CinemaCon. They spent probably $5-10 million on it, and it looked amazing. And yeah, that was someone who's very talented making a short film to blow you away and get you excited about Paramount and what's coming in the future. And it was amazing. So yeah, I mean, she's defending it, but I think you have to look at, and the statement that the commentator makes at the very beginning of the clip, you know, well, it's proved that it makes money. No, it's not proved that it makes money. That is a false, she is starting that on a false premise. Completely false.
No, in fact, it loses money. We've seen it over and over.
In some cases, it loses money.
Loses a lot of money.
Yeah. So, you know, this is good. It's never enough. This proves no matter how much progress is enough, you're not progressing hard enough. Progress harder.
Yeah.
Even though when you look at movies from the 80s and the 90s that I grew up with, they were organically diverse for the era.
Yeah, remember in the 80s and 90s when black filmmakers actually made good movies?
Well, they made more authentic movies and original story.
Yeah.
And now
to their culture, to their times, they were the storytellers.
Even successful black filmmakers like, you know, Ryan Coogler has to hang on a known IP to be able to make a TV show like The X-Files. How about just call it something else? Free yourself from the burden of all the canon of the original X-Files series and just make something new about two investigators, make them whatever color you want, and tell something new, a new story. But I think that's why people look at it. It's like, take a thing I know that I love, replace it and make it more diverse, and that somehow means it's better. Always in almost every case, I think in every case, it's worse. It's worse. And so people associate that with quality. And now it's like it might be the best thing ever, and they don't even want to try it. So, hey, I'm told that I am frozen. Am I still frozen?
No,
now?
No, I think you're being trolled.
Am I being trolled, or should I restart my computer?
No, you're fine. I haven't seen you freeze up since
the chat is saying I'm frozen. Lori's saying I'm frozen. I'm doing the
I don't
show.
know. You're not frozen to me, so.
Am I frozen now? Not right now. Okay. Do I restart my computer and come back while Alan talks to everybody? I can do that right now if that'll
You're not
help.
frozen. I don't know what you're saying.
Okay. Let's move on. One of the surprises out of CinemaCon was a movie I had not heard of. The Dog Stars. Something new.
Okay, now you're frozen.
Okay. I'm gonna this is real distracting. It's real distracting for me because I'm trying to do the show and get a flow and get a a lot of people don't watch the show, they just listen to the show.
Right. No, because you're saying you're saying you wanted to dip out and restart your computer. Maybe now is the good time to do that.
Okay. I started the show in a good mood. I'm trying to get the flow of the show. And some people, they don't even watch the show. They actually just listen to the show.
Yeah. But someone just spend a minute
so
or two talking about being frozen.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Read the chat and thank you. And my apologies to everyone for this.
Yes. All right. So let's see. We have I'm just trying to find the ones we didn't go over. Let me see. All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Hey, Lori, you're gonna have to help me out with this. Not another name for 5. They already made a new and better X-File without the burden of the X-File. It's called Fringe. Yeah, but Fringe came out a long time ago. It's about time we remade Fringe. Axel's abode for 20 months. Please, more people share in the Discord. Yeah. Yeah, we're I haven't been there in a while. All right, next. Moving on. I heard Frankenstein for 10. Gore. Okay, actually, let's save this for Chris. Don't lose that one. Nerf Herder 80. We've seen versions of this movie for the past 10 years. Yeah, that was it's funny. That's the thing. There are 2 things being said at every presentation from every studio this year. One, it was swing for the fences. So they're basically saying we're going to take risks. Fine. The other was original material. And there's some studios that are doing a lot of original material, and there's some studios not. And I would probably say Disney is not one of those. They said they want to do original stuff, and what do? They start talking about all the IPs there, all the reboots and sequels they're going to do, until they got to 2 original films. One of them, which looks really interesting. 80 Ellis. No skyscraper is being built by women. Yeah, did the women? Well, they were cops, so I guess they were all. Garth Knight Returns. It's basically a lion's world. The female go hunt and clean, and the male lions do all the lovemaking and chilling. I mean, I'll go back to the previous comment, but yeah, I doubt the women in that world was paving roads and building skyscrapers.
Hey, I'm back. Am I frozen?
Yeah. You look good so far. Yeah, and from I hear a Frankenstein for 10. Gore, you've been my boy since G4. I forgive you for the 1990 hardware recommendation on DVD Doomsday.
What was the hardware recommendation?
It was probably a movie called Hardware. It came out in 1990.
Oh my God. I'm sitting here thinking, did I hardware? Look, if you know me, you know I like weird stuff. So yeah, I did recommend that movie. Sitting here thinking, oh my God, Hardware. What's that? Some DVD player? But thank you. That's very generous. We appreciate you. Let's keep going here.
Yeah, Barton Bella. Asians only get hired if they're anti-American or anti-white. Yeah, not my experience.
Yeah.
Seem to have gotten a lot of jobs. Lord Thoth, Alan isn't DEI. He's not black or a woman. We all know what that means in the U.S. Yes, diversity, in my long history of walking this planet, diversity means black. Diversity has always meant black, and diversity continues to be black.
DEI means black. Like it's really, it's just one way. It's one term.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Let's get through these, and then we've got something special.
Okay. All right. Texifier. Sorry. Let's see. We need to go back to Dean Martin roast era of comedy where everyone was fair game to be made fun of and no one got butt hurt.
Yes, I love that. Thanks, Texifier. You're on point.
Okay, not another name for 5. As the talents of today can make a better series than Fringe without the burden of Fringe.
Yeah, as if the talents of today.
Well, we were saying earlier that that they didn't remake X-Files, they made Fringe instead.
Right, like anyone, that's it's not like X-Files doesn't own the territory of conspiracies, mysteries, and monsters and UFOs. Like they don't own that. Anyone can do that. And Ryan Coogler could have easily done something that is original with a new cast. And that would be great. I actually prefer that. Create some, not burdened by the lore of the older show.
Yeah. You don't necessarily need the juice of the older show to get your show to get people to watch your show. You just got to make a good show.
He effectively did that with Sinners, which could have been a Blade story.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, we saw a lot of cool stuff out of CinemaCon. Things we were expecting to see and things that were unexpected completely. And we saw a trailer for a movie called The Dog Stars. I don't know. I assume this came from a novel. I'm not going to say anything. You and I have seen it, but I think it's worth sharing this one with the audience. Take a look. It stars Jacob Elordi. He doesn't love a dog.
Jasper.
Pregnant wife.
Little puppy dog.
That's your mom.
So what'd you do before the world ended?
I was kissing my wife, playing with my dog, wondering every day how I got so lucky.
Ridley
You gotta
Scott.
have something to haunt you, right? Otherwise, you might get lonely.
We were born before the wind.
We have no idea what's out there.
What do you expect to find? Happy people everywhere. The world that was doesn't exist.
Also younger than the sun.
It's just us trying to hold on to what was. And everyone else.
This world fits you, banger. Wake up, defend, survive. There's gotta be something better than this.
The dream.
I gotta hear it. I don't have to feel it.
Can we help them?
Yeah.
We have to stay alive.
I don't like the feeling of wondering whether or not you're gonna come back.
It takes a lot of faith to keep searching.
It looks really good. A dystopian world. Like, Alan, I what is this? It looks. Let's not.
Yeah, you're playing us for some reason.
Yes. Why am I doing that? That looks really good based on a novel. Dystopia. We don't know what happened to the world. What happened? Why is everyone gone?
It's a flu pandemic.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's based on Peter Heller's book from 2012. And
good cast: Guy Pearce, Josh Brolin, Margaret Qualley, and Jacob Elordi. It looks good. I mean, if it's Ridley Scott, I'm in. Even if it's something bad like, like Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Honestly, I think because Ridley Scott is doing it, I'm more inclined to watch it. But it is one of those survival movies from a dystopian future. It's Walking Dead, but without zombies.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I want to ask a question. We know that Avengers Doomsday is coming out December 18th, but Disney has an announcement. They didn't secure any of the IMAX screens. So what they did was they created a new format. And here's an article about it. They announced this with a lot of fanfare at CinemaCon. And here it is. Infinity Vision. From the Wrap, Disney announces Infinity Vision at CinemaCon, a new certification for premium large format theaters designed to signify to audiences the biggest, brightest, and most immersive cinematic experiences. I don't know what that means, but here is a clip of an impressive digital logo that says Infinity Vision. What does that really mean, Alan?
Was that really let's see. I'm reading the are you playing it?
Like here's I've got some more notes here from this is from Disney. Just read this and I have a counter statement.
Okay, hold on. Let me
go ahead. Sorry.
Infinity Vision, a new certification for premium large format theaters designed to signify to the audience the biggest, brightest, and most immersive cinematic experience. Infinity Vision sets a new benchmark for theatrical presentation, certifying auditoriums that meet rigorous technical standards, including a focus on the largest screen for maximum scale, laser projection for superior brightness and clarity, and premium audio formats for full immersive sound. Beginning in September 25 with the re-release of Avengers Endgame, and following with the December 18th release of Marvel Studios' Avengers Doomsday. Audiences will be able to seek out Infinity Vision certified screens and see the film on the grandest possible scales.
Well, do you want to know the truth? The truth about what Infinity Vision really is? Check this out from Akash Gupta. Here's the scoop. Let me read this to you. Disney just built an IMAX competitor without installing a single piece of equipment. Here's what actually happened at CinemaCon. Disney didn't buy a projection company, didn't sign an exclusivity deal, didn't announce new construction. They slapped a certification brand on 75 domestic and 300 global premium screens that already existed. AMC Dolby Auditoriums, Regal RPX, Cinemark XD, same screens, new sticker. IMAX's business depends on one thing, being the single brand consumers recognize when they want the premium experience. The company runs on joint venture revenue sharing, taking a cut of every ticket sold in that format. Revenue $410 million, gross margin 60%. The brand is the entire moat. Disney just went after the brand directly. When a moviegoer walks into AMC on December 18th for Avengers Doomsday, the marquee says Infinity Vision instead of IMAX. The proprietary tech argument keeps getting thinner every year. Laser projection and premium audio are commodity installs at every major chain now. The incentive alignment is what makes this lethal. AMC, Regal, and the Cinemark already paid for those screens. Every Infinity Vision ticket they sell, they keep 100% of the uplift. Every IMAX ticket they share with IMAX. Disney gave the chains a way to earn more per Marvel ticket without changing anything physical. The timing is surgical. September 25th, Avengers Endgame re-releases. December 18th, Doomsday. 2 tentpoles projected to do 2 to 3 billion combined. Every premium screening of the biggest films of the next year gets Disney's branding instead of IMAX's logo above the door. So there you go. That's the truth. They stuck a sticker on screens that already exist. It's ridiculous.
Well, no, I mean, okay, so here's what they said in the room. Infinity Vision will also include exclusive offerings and marketing support as we work with your teams to bring this to light. So look, if your screen is Infinity Vision, Disney's going to promote, is going to tell people you need to look for the Infinity Vision logo to see this movie in the best possible way. That basically it shifts audiences away from your mom and pop theaters and moves them toward AMC and Regal, who have spent the money to get these things. And everything else you said is true.
I think it's kind of lame. I think it's super lame. Look, those are good screens, but when I want IMAX, I choose IMAX. Even you have to be careful. You and I know, Alan, because we talk. What's the real IMAX screen? You've heard the term LIMAX. Yep. Like, you've got to know is it true IMAX? And you know which ones. And there are certain IMAX screens that are better than others. The one at Universal City Walk is really good, except for the bottom third seats are pointless. They shouldn't even sell those seats.
Yeah, Chinese theater is another good
What's
one.
that?
The Chinese theater is another good one.
Yes, Chinese theater is a very good one. They put some distance between the screen and the seats, which you need not that much. You need a little buffer.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the front row, you can still experience the movie. If you're in the first third, you gotta be sort of in the middle.
Right. Also, for me, it has to be in the postage stamp aspect ratio. So it's basically a square. The AMC IMAXs in my area are just widescreen. I think they're IMAX because of the projection, because of the sound. The Regal and Irvine Spectrum, that started off as one of those science IMAXs, meaning it was built for, the way IMAX was supposed to be. You made a science film, movie out the moon, or some macro lens, how plants grow type of thing. That's where I saw Project Hail Mary, and the IMAX there was incredible, and it was huge. I mean, the IMAX in Irvine is the largest screen in Orange County, and it's quite impressive. Chris, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah. I just got some breaking news, something we will talk about later in the show.
Okay.
Well, honor related, let's talk about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. It is not live, but we've got news about it, and we'll go through this news about this trailer. Here we go from the wrap. I know you have notes, Alan. I'll put the story up. Robert Downey Jr. arrives as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday footage. Do you have that link?
I don't. I have the Disney Layoffs article.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's in the document. Let's see here. Well, that's a picture actually from Comic-Con.
Yeah. Okay. I don't see it in the document.
Okay. Well, here is the story. Okay. Pull it up. Do you have the link in the document?
Yeah. Let me grab it here. Okay.
Should I blow it up?
Okay. So MCU meet Dr. Doom. Disney pulled out all the stops at CinemaCon, bringing out members of the cast of Avengers Doomsday, which founding member MCU Robert Downey Jr. Revealed Downey as Dr. Doom, the iconic Fantastic Four villain. Oh, this is such a badly written article. We hear the words, "Something's coming," something we may not be able to deter over the ruins of the X Mansion. We see Dr. Doom kneeling with his face looking scarred. Thor remarks that he fought many enemies and threats that scare him less than this, saying all his heroes and friends died. Everything they sacrifice will mean nothing if they don't stand together. And then we get footage of Thor approaching Doom with Stormbreaker. The Fantastic Four meet the MCU heroes. Shang-Chi fights Gambit. Mystique turns into Yelena and then fights Yelena. Thor leaps at Doom with Stormbreaker in hand, and Doom stops it at once. And then Steve Rogers appears. Thor says, "Hey, pal." Thor says, "It's not possible." Steve reaches out his hand for Mjolnir, and it leaves Thor's hand coming to his.
And that's the basic description of the trailer. We were there in the room. They showed the trailer twice. You know, what I'm surprised about, they didn't release the trailer online. In fact, a lot of people went live thinking that they were going to like react to the trailer and then were embarrassed when the trailer did not drop. Here it is. Here we go. I'm just gonna play this because why not? Here's kind of Chris Evans comes out and then doesn't give Robert Downey Jr. a hug. Woo! You watch. There you go. Oh no! No hug.
You know, I have the whole sequence. If you give me, I don't know if you want to play it or not.
Do you have it queued up?
No, but I can if you give me a minute.
Okay. Let's look at some other stuff. Look, you and I were in the room. I think it is crazy that they did not actually release the trailer that night. Little weird that they would do that. Here's some more. It's all over X. You can see the footage. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking here, but here we go. Here's some more footage from that meeting.
Wildly epic. To say the least.
RDJ is wearing a Doomsday Doom t-shirt.
7,000 spoilers right now.
Actually, I have it queued up if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's see it. Go ahead and share.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Alan.
All right.
That's awesome.
Just give me a second here.
Yeah, it's first of all, I don't blame anyone that's very excited about this film that they went live to talk about it. You would think, because they did release the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer right after Jon Favreau literally talked about it. They released it.
All right, let me just get the time code here.
Yeah. And we should go through this stuff after we wrap up a couple more stories.
My God, here we are. CinemaCon, it's on! I think that's a fair compromise, and this can only be known as the trailer of Doom.
Okay, let me jump. There we go. All right. That's where we left off.
Hey, everybody. Hey, pal. Things are still a little tense. You know, I said I would only come back if there was a real reason. And in Doomsday, there is a very real reason that these heroes need Steve Rogers. Now, it was 15 years ago that Downey and I began sparring as these characters, and we fought together. We fought against each other, sometimes on the same team. But this guy, you've made, this guy, I love you, Downey, but this guy, I don't like him. I don't like him. Them's fighting words. Oh, are they doing this again? Are they really? Really?
Keep it on the set, guys. Keep it on the set.
All right.
Keep it on the set.
Kevin,
Yeah.
we should.
Move it along.
It's just a movie.
Listen, it's a movie.
Or is it?
The clock is ticking.
Should we show the trailer again?
You can end it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they did plan on showing it twice, and other people have reported on it. I don't know why they don't drop it. I think that was a colossal mistake. But part of the reason they didn't do it is because they didn't want to take anything away from Mandalorian and Grogu, which the tickets went on sale this morning, and I went to check, and there's plenty of seats. I don't really feel, and I don't have enough slots in my AMC A list to actually like get tickets.
Yeah, you'll
So
be
I said,
fine.
I can wait.
You'll be fine.
I can wait. I assume we're seeing it the Monday before it
Yeah.
opens,
I'm
which is generally when they do that.
although they did fire the entire PR department, so I don't know. I don't know who will be sending us that invite.
Yeah, I don't know who, if the person we normally deal with, which I don't remember who it is.
I know who it is.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But when I predict they will signal the trailer's going to drop. You will know because they will put up a thumbnail. There'll be a countdown for the trailer drop.
Set up a bunch of chairs.
They'll maybe set up chairs, but there'll be a countdown. That's how they're going to roll out the Doomsday trailer. They'll drop the link and you'll see a countdown so people can react live. It's an event. Influencers do it. YouTubers do it. That's cool. So expect, I would say over the weekend or even Monday, they'll kind of let the dust settle, give Mandalorian and Grogu its day, see how those ticket sales go. I think it's going to be kind of soft. I think advanced ticket sales for Mandalorian and Grogu will be soft. Walk up business and day of, people just walking up to buy a ticket to see the movie, that could actually help it. Like no one predicted the first Super Mario movie would do as well as it did.
Here's my prediction. You won't see a trailer until after Spider-Man comes up.
You think really? They're gonna wait that long?
The pattern that Disney does is they don't allow one movie to step on another movie. And that's very true for Star Wars. That's true for Marvel. Until that next Marvel movie is out, they're not going to promote the Marvel movie after it until that one's out.
Well, something else that they announced in conjunction with this is that Avengers Endgame would get a re-release.
Yeah.
But not just a re-release. They're re-releasing the movie with additional footage, new scenes, and I predict what we're going to see, and I'll share the story because this is news. Avengers Endgame is returning to movie theaters in September in Infinity Vision. Okay. With never before seen footage, the re-release will also be presented in Infinity Vision, a new certification, which we talked about. So they're just trying to capitalize on that Infinity Vision. That it's worthless. I'm really against this thing. Is like a kind of a scam in a way. But I predict there's going to be a new post-credit scene that will set up Doomsday.
Or better yet, was made specifically to set up Doomsday.
Yes, that's what we'll see. But so you're going to get a new post-credit scene. Doom may be in it. And what's interesting, and I've heard other channels talk about this, like Ryan Airy has a really good theory about this, his channel, which, talks about like when you see Cap at the end of Endgame and he's an older man, he has already survived the events of Doomsday and Secret Wars. He has been through that. When you see him, it's kind of like he truly is at the end, but he's already experienced everything. So so when you see that moment, with Sam Wilson seeing Steve Rogers as an older man, he's been through Dr. Doom and Secret Wars and all of that.
Which, quite frankly, is the reason why the convergence is happening, which is why the universe is colliding with itself.
Yeah.
By the way, someone in the chat, I think, has the best prediction of when the Doomsday trailer will come out.
Let's hear it.
From Mr. Shenanigans. Wonder if they'll hold it for San Diego Comic-Con.
Mr. Shenanigans, I think you're right. But they'll do, what we saw was something of a tease. So it wasn't really a full trailer.
Yeah, there was no story. All it did was represent Dr. Doom as the most villainous villain ever. And then give you a tease, showing you, hey, guess what? The Wakandans are back. and Namor is back. The Atlanteans are back. That's in terms of story, there's still no story.
All right. We've got another trailer reaction that is worth seeing. Street Fighter. They released a new trailer at CinemaCon, and wow. People really enjoyed it. If you know the game, it just looks like pure fun.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like pure fun. I played the game in the 90s. I went through every incarnation. Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter. They would never release it. Forever it took for Street. There were 9 versions of Street Fighter 2 and then Super Street Fighter. And it just went on and on. I don't care. Love the characters. I love this wacky. And you pointed out when we watched it, we're about to watch it right now. Let's watch it right now.
Yeah.
That there's not a lot of CG. I mean, not obvious CG. Looks like a lot of waifu wire work.
Yeah. That the fighting looks for the most part real and not CG. For an action movie using wires.
Not obvious CG, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of CG. We know that. But what I feel like they got the characters right, and it just looks fun. Let's watch the trailer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got good news, y'all. Gathered here are the world's best fighters.
I won't deny it, I'm a street fighter.
But only one
Yeah, Cody.
the world champion of street fighting. You win. Perfect.
You're not a warrior anymore. You're a sideshow.
What's up, MTV? I'm Ken Masters.
This is your shot at redemption.
To my business as a Were you gonna show?
Stop. Come on now, it's not one of combat.
Maybe it's Ken's turn to be champion.
How did you find me?
I'm paid to find champions. Even if they're lost.
Good
to see you, old friend.
This
Still reckless.
What's going on?
Sit down. This tournament is not what it seems. We have to be ready.
Everyone keeps going on about your thighs.
What's going on?
I don't see what the big deal is.
What's going on?
Bitch, please.
I mean, that's just it. It's the video game.
Oh.
That was some abracadabra shit.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, I'm positive that a fireball came out of Ryu.
Go at Ryu!
Perfect.
Look, if you're a fan of the game, that is it is so accurate to the game. They just nailed it. October 16th.
To the cheesiness and the 8-bit nature of the game as well.
Cheesiness, they lean into the sounds. This is an example of how you do it right. Casting, great. Costumes, accurate. Attitude, personality, accurate to the game. The spirit brought it into reality, leans into the goofiness, the over the top nature. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'll say we saw a clip from Mortal Kombat and we saw the trailer to Street Fighter. I am more excited for Street Fighter than I am for Mortal Kombat.
In fact, I'm sorry to report, and this will be a CinemaCon loser. Mortal Kombat 2, we saw an extended fight scene with Carl Urban.
Yeah.
It did not look great. It was played goofy, almost like it was for kids.
Well,
it was
didn't. I'll be honest, it didn't look like it was put together well.
No, it would. No, I agree.
Yeah. By the way, did you remember? So Andrew Schultz is in the movie. He plays Savage.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he called the movie?
What?
He called the movie Mortal Kombat.
That's on accident.
On accident, yeah.
Oh my
and they
God.
just kind of glossed over and moved on as if he didn't say it.
Yeah, I think Mortal Kombat 2, it could be fun. It's one scene. It's early in the film. It's early in the film, and Johnny Cage is kind of not who he is yet. He's kind of still this, washed up action star. And it's early in the story, clearly, like his first real fight in the Mortal Kombat realm. And it came off kind of bad, to be honest. But we'll see. Street Fighter, what we've seen so far, this almost reminds me of the AI that people make when they're like, well, if you're not going to make an accurate video of the thing I love, I'll make an accurate one. And then it looks super fun.
Yeah. When he started punching the car, it was like, oh, okay, they're doing the game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about Walt Disney. And the first thing we need to discuss are the layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I personally know someone who was involved in this layoff. They were laid off several weeks ago, completely a shock.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's in departments that probably could use some layoffs, some shakeups in the PR and marketing. Alan, you have the story from the Wrap.
Yes.
What are the details?
All right. Well, Disney has begun a sweeping round of layoffs affecting about 1,000 employees, cutting deeply across its marketing and publicity arms, along with parts of Marvel. Entire teams were eliminated, including the home entertainment division and the EPK, the electronic press kit unit, along with 20 staffers in publicity. High-level digital marketing leaders were also let go, notably SVP Dustin Sandoval and director Mike Reeder, signaling a major shakeup in how Disney promotes its films and brands. At Marvel, layoffs hit multiple departments, including Burbank in New York, though Disney pushed back on claims of large-scale cuts. The reductions were tied to scaling back film and television production after years of expansion driven by Disney Plus. They did also mention comic books were affected. Some divisions like Pixar.
That's at Marvel.
That's at Marvel. Yeah, Marvel Comics were affected. Some divisions like Pixar and parts of the New York film publicity team were spared. Still, longtime creative advertising figures, including those responsible for decades of print campaigns and digital branding, were among those dismissed. In an internal memo, Disney leadership framed the layoffs as part of a broader push toward more streamlined and technologically enabled workforce, AI, through which that means in practice remains unclear. The company pointed vaguely to restructuring and refocused efficiencies, while offering limited details on support beyond a general career transition program. The cuts reflect a larger shift inside Disney, fewer projects, tighter budgets, and a company trying to recalibrate after an era of rapid content expansion.
Well, I think part of it is, my prediction is, they laid off a bunch of people. What they're going to do, they're going to rehire some more competent people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these layoffs may have been part of not only cost savings, but a purge. This was part of a purge. I'm not implying anything by that, but we have evidence of some real missteps in marketing and PR.
Mm-hmm.
Real missteps. The entire promotion of The Mandalorian and Grogu, from that Super Bowl trailer that was wah, wah, to the 4 related Marvel trailers for Avengers Doomsday that landed with no excitement whatsoever, to the chair stream, there's not a lot of excitement. There's not a lot of innovation. Downey's coming out promoting it. He's the biggest hype man for this movie. And he'll probably have less screen time than Darth Vader in all 3 Star Wars original trilogy movies.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Mandalorian and Grogu, the best advertising for it was Jon Favreau walking out on stage and talking about his movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we did see part of a podcast that was recorded live at CinemaCon where he talked about his love of Star Wars and whatnot. I think he's just as surprised as everyone that there's no season 4, there's a movie, having to back into that. He discussed having just a longer time frame to be able to pull things off, and how much that improved the film. The film certainly looks bigger, but it feels small. It doesn't feel like a movie. All it feels like is a TV show or a mission-based game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what and they haven't, maybe there's no amount of good marketing or PR that can save that film. It's just the movie is what it is, which is mainly geared towards kids, because we were in the room when they showed that trailer and we were around the Disney faithful, and God, they're annoying. It was the screams and the loud and the woo being screamed in our ear. I mean, I know you recorded, the session, and because it was the only one we could record, and we'll go through it.
Yeah.
But boy, man, it was, there are people there that are just sycophants for anything that Disney puts out. I don't think that's enough.
Yeah.
And the layoffs, I believe they're going to hire more competent people in these positions. They'll give it some time, and maybe some people will get rehired, not maybe in the same position, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'll say that, look, my experience is that when companies need to downsize, marketing always goes first.
Yeah.
They're the least important because they're not part of the infrastructure of the company, which is the most important. Second thing is, I've been mentioning this for the last few years, but Disney marketing has been downright awful. The people, I mean, I hate to be frank about it, but they're cutting the right department. And the main reason why is Disney marketing doesn't know the Disney audience. And so all the advertising they've done does not speak to the people who love Disney and are going to see these movies and these products. What they did was, and I hate to bring in DEI, but they were marketing to the groups that they think should be a part of the Disney, it should be a Disney audience. And reaching out to those people failed. We have a message for this group, but they never came. And what you need to do first in marketing is understand your audience and cater to your audience. And if you're lucky, your product will be so good that you'll be able to reach people outside of your audience and bring them in to broaden and expand your audience. And Disney marketing has failed at that for the last several years, across the board. Even at the theme parks, they've done it wrong.
Now, I'll give you another area they have failed. They have failed to quash negative stories. They have not properly prepped their talent when confronted with questions from the media. And you had Snow White was a disaster, lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Rachel Zegler was an embarrassment. That could have been solved by someone with a strong or maybe a slight touch in the marketing department to shut her down. They are not properly prepping their talent or putting forth the positive talent to represent a movie. You star in one of these big budget, whether it's a Marvel movie or a Disney live action remake, whatever it is, you are an ambassador for the film. You represent the film, not yourself, not your personal political views, which you have a right to have, but you're getting hired for that. Someone in PR and marketing needs to sit you down, read you the riot act, and let you know you represent this film. When confronted with questions you shouldn't answer, you don't answer. You don't create controversy. And the PR and marketing is responsible for that. And they did a piss poor job of doing that for several movies. This is an ongoing problem. Someone needs to confront the media when you get asked, is this the gayest thing ever? No, this movie is for everyone. This movie is for everyone.
Yep.
That, by implication, includes gay people. Gay people can love stuff that's not, it doesn't matter. The media has gotten used to these clickbait, rage bait stories that is an endless cycle of like, someone says, an actress or an actor says something stupid, the left reacts to it, the right it's dumb. End the cycle. Get some better people. Other companies don't have this problem. Other companies don't have this problem, and they release movies that are diverse, and they don't have this problem. You don't, and people jump on things too. When anyone says anything, I tend to ignore the noise because it gets like, well, what was the context? Let's hear the real quote. Let's actually see the video where this person said this.
Mm-hmm.
It's never as bad as you think. It's always the reaction is over the top. But that's part of the PR and marketing's job, is to make sure the movie is represented a certain way, and it's about going to the, and I'll say, based in general on what we saw at CinemaCon, in very few cases, I'm saying Hollywood has mostly gotten the message. There are a couple movies that kind of just went, that's for a small audience.
It was on the shelf. They just needed to get rid of it.
Or that's a Focus Features movie that
Yeah.
Alan's going to go see. That's a gay horror film.
No, I believe you're seeing that one.
Yeah, you're right. I am going to go. I will go see it because I made a promise.
I bet you Disney executives are saying to themselves, why couldn't Rachel Zegler be like the other child stars and just get into alcohol and drugs?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a controversy because people feel empathy and sympathy when that happens. But you're going to see part of this purging of PR and marketing. You're going to see a shift in the way things are marketed and promoted. And a lot of it is going to be a dialing down of the rhetoric, which involves communication, not just with the talent, but with the talent managers being told in no uncertain terms, you represent the movie. That is your job, not to get on a platform, use your platform to promote some message. That's going to go away. It'll happen slowly. So I think part of these layoffs is to get rid of the bad apples that really needed to be gone.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments, and then we're going to go through CinemaCon day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 very quickly. Then we'll go through Alan's video for day 4. Then we'll talk winners and losers. And I'll have time to get more coffee. Longer show today. Let's start at the top, Alan.
Yes.
Lori, if you would help Alan.
Yeah, help me out here.
Absence. Also, by the way, am I freezing?
Yes, but I decided not to tell you so you don't get frustrated.
Well, I just do this. Look at a little cute Funko Pop of me. Look at that. Look at that. I'll be back, folks. I'm getting coffee. I am actually very happy to be home. Very happy to be talking to Alan from this side of the screen. So
Although we've been talking all week and
we've been talking breakfast, lunch, dinner,
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Parties.
we're married. All right. I'll be back. I'm getting coffee. Thanks for your patience.
All right. From Mad Dog for 199. Chris and Alan, please see below one message. And here's that message. I am not a movie enthusiast, but I love TV and have watched a bunch. I like to work with you, work for you guys, writing articles where I can where can I send my application resume? Thank you for going.
Send it.
Yep.
We need writers.
Yeah, go to the filmthreat.com and go to the contact form, and there is a option for writers, for new writers. Television might be the tough one because we really don't cover television. If we do cover television, it's usually on the live stream and not on the website. But fill it out anyways, and we can, Chris and I can talk it over and see what our direction for TV is going to be. All right, moving on. Peekaboo Pookie Malibu for 21 months. So is Disney going to pay theaters to retrofit screens with this new untested, unproven marketing format? Doubtful. No, the beauty is the screens already exist. They basically, if you have laser projection and a good sound system, you are approved to be Infinity Vision certified. I mean, that's the beauty of it. No money, because the theater's already paid for it. All right, moving on. Jason Nelson for 2. Spend $900 million on a movie, cut $10 million in staff for the win. That's right. Yeah, marketing. Yeah, marketing's only part of the problem. It's the people behind the camera. Bill E.T. for 5. Dolby RPX and XD already charge extra. Now Infinity Vision comes along, and they're going to add another charge on top of those Disney Marvel movies. No, actually, they're already charging premium prices for these screens, so you're paying for it anyways. That's the beauty. There's no upgrade, no cost. In fact, the theaters, they now have Disney saying, "Look, see it in these theaters, not in these theaters." It's just this brilliant move of Disney to create a brand and have theaters promote it for free. Chris Mars for 5. I listen to you guys on Spotify every day as I'm a driver. Your audio for the past few days were killing me. Yes, we know. We have plans for next year if it happens. Let's see what else. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2. Gong me. $2 for Alan's windshield repair fund. Good. I believe I'm at $852 away from hitting my windshield repair goal. All right, what else we got? Here we go. Lord Thoth. I'm the opposite. MK is the GOAT. MK. That could be anyone. Michael Keaton. I don't know who MK is. Dickie Holmes. Kung Fu tournament films are the Tits McGee of action films. King Boxer, Master of the Flying Guillotine are masterpieces of kick flicks. Yes. I remember watching Masters of the Flying Guillotine. Let's see. Moving on. Real S. Preston. Is Chris Evans cosplaying as Kermit the Frog? Yeah. Yeah, good choice of wardrobe. He shouldn't have been green. Only Robert Downey Jr. Fresh snow. So it's Scamavision. Yeah, I mean, it's not a thing. It's just, this is something specifically for Endgame and for Doomsday. It's not a thing. No one, I mean, first of all, I would never have called it Infinity Vision. Tim is not funny. Will some IMAX and Dolby screens qualify, but not others? Will Prime and XL formats be included? I don't get it. What is the third? Threshold is it's a large screen. It's minimum laser projection, and then an upgrade of a sound system. So not your typical sound system. I believe the threshold I believe most theaters that have those will qualify. I don't think people are going to spend money. I don't think people are going to spend money to become Infinity Vision certified. The Lone Wolf Cub. Oh, MK is Mortal Kombat. So now I forgot what the original comment was. Regarding Mortal Kombat, I was highly disappointed with the presentation, and except for the actors' banter, I was actually excited about Street Fighter after watching that trailer. That the actors on stage was awful. David Dastmalchian said nothing.
He said one line.
He said one line. That was it. And Uncle Remus in Shitty Vision.
Yeah, it's literally they're gonna put a label. It's kind of like when you go to a store and a certain product doesn't sell, so they put a sticker over it.
Yeah.
That's what they've done.
Yeah.
They put a sticker over a thing that they are already selling. It's really disingenuous.
Yeah.
It's
Well, as I was saying, I don't think the intention is for movie theaters to spend money to become Infinity Vision certified.
Yeah.
Mark de Benedetto, James Cameron, Ridley Scott, Steven Spielberg. These names have no hype anymore to me. And they were all there at CinemaCon. Well, except Ridley Scott.
Yeah. And then, hey, the serious man member for 25 months.
Yeah. To infinity and beyond. This is the end game.
No. To Infinity Vision
and beyond. This is the end game.
There we go. Alan, please get out your notes. We're talking CinemaCon. Here it is. CinemaCon. We're just gonna I don't know. You know what we should do? I don't know if we should do a wrap up of every day. We kind of already did that. Let's talk CinemaCon winners and losers. Okay. And before we do that, let's go through. Do we want to go through Walt Disney at CinemaCon? Get your video out.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, I hate StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And by the way, I want to tell.
Here we go. I got it.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Who's hit it?
I'm trying to do it.
Now, I want to take a moment to thank Elizabeth for that kind introduction.
Well, hold on. I think we should jump to things because this is literally the entire presentation.
Yeah. Pause it for a sec. Let me set this up. So, Alan, here's what you should know about CinemaCon. So if you look at our CinemaCon episodes that we did, we talked about each day, and we went by studio. And I apologize for the poor audio. We were both on I was on my laptop. Yeah, Alan was on his iPad. Best we could do. Aha, boomers. Yeah. Hey, Gary, we need to talk. Great stream reacting to Avengers Doomsday. That was awesome. Love that, Gary. Later.
Don't burn bridges, please.
So they tell you before you go in, no photography, no video, nothing. They have people with and to let you know, people tried to film the Avengers Doomsday trailer. They were escorted out.
Yep.
They were escorted out. So people were shut down. Right now, the only studio, to their credit, that allows you to film something in the room is Disney, to their credit. Now, to be clear, you can film anything on stage, you can take photos, whatnot, except during video, cameras down. And they clearly state phone cameras are fine, professional video is not. So you have a professional, camera, you are not allowed to shoot. They will shut that down. Basically, what they're trying to do is get social media traction. And whatever you think of Disney, they're the ones, they got a lot of traction. So let's scrub through, and you should go through the numbers, Alan, on these slides. When you scrub through, they showed numbers. Disney, biggest box office, biggest hits. Scrub through just.
Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, I mean, this is literally the first one, but Zootopia, big hit, almost 2 billion. They want, instead of calling it Zootopia 2, the joke is it's Zootopia 1.9 billion. Yeah, Avatar. Let's see if.
Yeah, and they showed like their hits.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar: Fire and Ash, 1.5 billion. And then here, let me see if we can get. Yeah.
Here we go. By studio. Yeah.
Yeah. Number one studio. The highest grossing studio 9 times out of the last 10 years.
So as much as we critique Disney, they're actually doing better than others.
Yeah.
I think it's
they had in the last 2 years, they had 6 $1 billion movies. More than any. Oh yeah, and I believe they said they have the most $1 billion movies, and by a long shot compared to every other studio.
Yeah, when you look at these slides, like, well, that's undeniable.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I don't have the slide here, but Disney last year, Disney totaled 6.6 billion globally, and that's 2 billion ahead of its nearest competitor, which would be Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
Continue to scrub through, Alan. There was, and I want to talk about a couple of the movies that are not on your radar. These are things coming up. Go back slightly.
I know.
There's a slide with some logos.
There
we go. Here's what's upcoming. Go through that.
Yeah. So coming up first is Mandalorian versus Grogu, Devil Wears Prada 2, Toy Story 5, Moana, The Dog Stars, Super Troopers 3, Whale Fall, Wild Horse 9, Avengers Doomsday, Hexed, Ice Age, Boiling Point, and Gato. And they didn't mention the re-release of Avengers Endgame.
Now, whatever you think, Disney will have the biggest box office this year.
Devil Wears Prada 2 will be a massive hit.
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada 2. I believe we're seeing it. Is it next week or the following week?
Yeah,
it's and they showed a scene. Looks great. Toy Story 5. They showed us an extended scene from the movie, and it was pretty good. Honestly, pretty good. They showed a girl reacting to getting her lily pad. Lily pad is like this. It's an iPad basically that is anthropomorphized, and it was. I mean, I laughed.
It was the mind control look that what's her name had when she got her lily pad. And look, this Toy Story 5 falls in line with the Toy Story movies, an existential threat for the toys, and the iPad, the screens are an existential threat to toys, and they really lean into it. It's quite frightening how accurate that scene was.
It's a skewering of parents who leave their kids with an iPad to entertain themselves. So in that, it's got sort of light social commentary along with familiar characters. I gotta say, I think it's going to be a hit.
I think so. So.
What do you think of Moana? I dipped out for.
We don't need to see Moana. We have a really good movie that's already Moana, and now we're getting essentially what?
Is it called Moana?
It's called Moana. Yeah, I mean the movie is not that old, maybe 10 years old, and we have a live action. Super Troopers 3. That let's just say that's a holdover from Fox.
And the Dog Stars, we saw the trailer for. That's a very unexpected dystopian future. Not sure. It's based on a novel by Ridley Scott. That looks really good. Another movie, probably not on your radar, that we saw an extended scene from is Whale Fall, based on a novel. It's about a scuba diver who gets swallowed by a whale. And it's one of those nature survival stories. It was based on the crowd reaction, and I include myself in that. That scene they showed was so intense. It's one thing to see Quint, in Jaws he gets chomped on by the shark. He gets swallowed by the shark. He's taken underwater. We don't see him. You're seeing from the perspective of the scuba diver going down the throat of a killer whale. It's terrifying.
Yeah, and it's also it looks like this is how it could actually happen. That sequence, it takes a while for him to finally go down the throat of the whale. But I was so stressed out after watching that scene.
It starts off with this whale is in conflict with a squid.
Yeah.
And then the scuba diver's leg gets caught up with the squid's tentacle.
The squid grabs the scuba diver, basically.
And the squid is being swallowed by the killer whale. And the scuba diver goes down with it. We see it going down the throat of the whale. It is like the stuff that nightmares are made of. I think they underestimate how terrifying this is. We got a preview of a movie called Hexed that looked really bad.
Look, okay, so Hexed is the next Disney original movie. It's I forgot who Haley Steinfeld plays the main character. Mother is played by Rashida Jones. I just have to say, I think they overestimate how much parents want their daughters to become witches.
Right.
I mean, that's this movie. Also, all we saw, basically the character design, it's out there. She looks like a Bratz doll. And then we got zero story. It was just, she becomes a witch, and it's, I don't know. I believe Disney is making a big mistake with this one. Unless this is an amazing story. I just don't think, like I said, I don't think parents are that enthusiastic about taking their daughters to a movie and then letting them become witches.
It looked,
I mean, it's not like Harry Potter. Potter at least did it right.
Right. It looked bad. It looked like this feminist, just, you know what? Not for me. Same thing with Ice Age, the new Ice Age Boiling Point movie. Not for me.
It's for kids. It's a kids movie.
I kind of look at those movies like the Minions movies. It's just, it has an audience. I'm not in that audience.
Yeah. By the way, there will be Baby Scrat in Ice Age Boiling Point.
Yeah. So the two surprises on this chart here is the Dog Stars and Whalefall. I did sort of pop in when like The Rock was giving his speech for Moana. It was, you got to find that and play it. It was embarrassing, Alan. It was embarrassing. I was just.
Do you want me to pull it? You want me to get it?
Yeah. So these are. Wait a sec. What's this? The other movie, The Wild Horse 9.
Yeah, that
Wild
was.
Horse
I'm trying to find the director. That's the Sam Rockwell. I can't remember.
Were there CIA agents going to disto?
Yeah, John Malkovich and Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
and it's written and directed by Martin McDonagh, who brought us In Bruges and the Banshees movie.
It's about two CIA agents going to a South American country to destabilize their democracy. And John Malkovich is like the older, seasoned, like, I don't give a shit. I've killed people. And Sam Rockwell's like trying to be low key. It looked like, I forget the title. It's so funny. I totally forgot the title, but that movie looks really good. Not a kid's movie at all. That looks good. But this thing, go ahead and play. This is The Rock promoting Moana. And again, he might not have gotten the talk from the new PR department.
And it sounds like he will not be at WrestleMania this weekend.
Woo, thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Pumped to be back here in CinemaCon. How you guys doing? Feeling good? All right, feeling good about the presentations? All right, well, we say the best for last. Moana, listen. Okay, I'm pumped to be back here at CinemaCon, and it's always fun to honor and celebrate and get excited about the movies being brought here to the big screen. And it is my privilege to bring live action Moana to theaters this summer. Cannot wait. Yes. And, I've lived with this character of Maui for 10 plus years, but, also even beyond that, because in Polynesian culture and lore, Maui is omnipresent, ever present, and Maui is very real to us. So, when I say past 10 years, the very first time we came out with the original Moana, The animated version was just an amazing experience for us as Polynesian people. And Maui has been with me for over a decade, and to have this opportunity to bring this larger than life, powerful, yet at times vulnerable demigod to life just means so much to me, because, you know, as many of you know, and maybe some of you may not know, but the character of Maui was deeply inspired by my grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, he's walking in the clouds now. He passed away when I was 10 years old, and we were close. And I guess as close as you
Pause
can
it
be
for a
as a 10-year-old
second.
kid, but
Yeah. This isn't he gets to this point here. Keep playing it. He shows a picture of his grandfather. It's very heartfelt, but then he says something that I found concerning. Play it, Alan.
Okay.
Before we move on, this was just a decision we made about 10 minutes ago. I want to show you guys a picture of my grandfather. Can I do that for a moment? So, I love you too. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. That's my family over there, guys. I am. It's not, though, but thank you for that. It means a lot. So anyway, this is my grandfather, and he inspired the character of Maui. I'm going to hold this up, and I bet you the cameras can zoom in.
From his phone. Figures that's
Thank
The
you.
Rock's
Thank you for
grandfather.
that. He'd be very proud right now. I mean, it wasn't just like his hair and his tattoos, and he was a big man, and he was so powerful, and he was so charismatic, and all the things that Maui is. And he loved to sing. My grandfather loved to sing with his ukulele. He would play. Tough guy too, as well. He had a wicked sense of humor, one of a kind spirit. He loved to sing My Way. That was one of his favorites, you know. I left my heart in San Francisco. But you know, the spirit in the mana found its way into Maui about 10 years ago when I gave him that emotion. And so I do feel such a deep connection and pride and gratitude to channeling my late grandfather on screen. And so when you guys see Moana, and you see me embodying Maui in this live action version that I'm so excited to show you guys and show the world, I think every word, every lyric that he sings, "You're welcome," like that is, and every chee-hoo, like that's my grandfather. So this is for you, High Chief. Yeah.
This is not the part I'm talking about. Here we go. Makes a statement.
So, the story of Moana has been embraced by audience all over the world, and building this Moana
This is the
universe means
scripted
everything
part.
to our Polynesian people and our Polynesian culture. And thanks to Moana, we have had the privilege of bringing people from all over the world closer to our culture and our traditions and our heritage. So it's been so gratifying to see that connection grow globally, and it's very humbling as well to see that being shared on a global scale, especially this summer, and I can't wait. And it's why revisiting this story in a live action way, I feel was so important to do, because, you know, in animation was great. Moana 1, Moana 2, and it impacted families around the world in such a positive way, but there's something special and important, I think, about you take animation to live action, and it's real human beings, and it's flesh and it's blood, and it's mana, and it's that thing comes from in here. So, you know,
This is when I went to the
with
bathroom, but I
live-action
came back.
Moana, we're able to showcase our Pacific Island, real people, and it's so cool and inspiring and humbling all at once. Now, top of all that, this voyage that we're on, at the heart of this voyage is a fierce, powerful young woman. And that is a young woman who's emboldened to look beyond the reef to see just how far she can go to save her people. And I feel like that's I think a conceit that is so globally, I think, embraced in this idea that we want to teach our kids and the ones we love, like, even though you may not see beyond the reef, you gotta have faith that going beyond the reef, you go beyond the reef, there is something special on that other side. So the hero of our story is not a princess. No. She is a warrior who's empowered and supported by this demigod known as Maui. And I feel it also speaks to the importance of just that. All men of all ages, we should empower and support and champion all women. And, you know,
Disney is a female brand. Disney is a brand for women and girls and their boyfriends, I guess. I mean, there was so much female energy in this. I'm surprised Marvel can still make movies. They've, you know, I already have a tweet written for when the Avengers Doomsday trailer goes live. You know what it is?
What?
It's they made Marvel male again. That's gonna be my post. I'm gonna quote tweet.
It's
They
interesting
made
because
Marvel male again.
in that trailer, the only women in it were Yelena and Shuri.
You need some women to round out a story.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, plenty of strong female characters that are strong in a woman way. And we need that. That's good.
Sorry,
But-
Sue Richards too. So.
True. I finished this, but I walked in when he was saying this and I was so annoyed.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of
Especially because you heard all the woo.
I know.
Go ahead.
being a proud girl dad myself 3 times. I think I have 3. But I have a daughter in her 20s, I have 10, I have 8, I have 7. My youngest is going to turn 8 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Tia. I know you're going to see this. I love you. I'm coming home tonight. But we should, as men, champion our women and support our women and embolden them. And to me, and to Maui, that's what real masculinity looks like.
Pause it. That's what real masculinity looks like. Is just, oh my god.
Look, well, I mean, look, yeah, I want to embolden my daughter, no question.
Yeah.
But that's not what real masculinity looks like. That's what good fathering does. Is
Just this totally nails home that Disney is a girl brand, and for a boy brand like Marvel and Star Wars to survive at this company, you gotta push back really hard. Really hard.
Look, there's nothing wrong with Disney being a girl brand. The issue was when you brought boy brands in, rather than building upon the boy brand, you made them girl brands.
That's exactly right. That's the point. I don't know if we need to see any more of this. That
No,
was
we
kind of
don't.
longish. Do you want to scrub through and then we'll talk CinemaCon winners and losers?
I think we got to all the stuff we wanted to because after this is the Marvel stuff. And we've already been
And
through
everything else, they kind of just intro clips, but we went through all the movies. Why don't you just scrub through if there's anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. And one thing I want to point out, for those that have ever been to the Burbank studios, that's the building where all the executives are, and you see the 7 dwarves holding up the building. That's where Michael Eisner and Jeff Katzenberg used to have their offices.
Yep.
And
Well, they built it for them.
Yeah. And a funny last thing about CinemaCon, until we talk about our winners and losers, that all of the talent and executives had to fly commercial, not on private jets. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Trump was coming in town. So all of those private jets couldn't fly in because Air Force One was going to Vegas and was touching down, I believe, on the last day, on day 4 of CinemaCon yesterday. Trump was arriving, and because of that, executives like Kevin Feige had to fly commercial, probably out of Burbank.
Poor guy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And that
he
was
had to sit with his audience.
And that was Disney at CinemaCon.
Yeah.
Let's talk winners and losers. And I'll just say, from where I sit, there were a lot of surprises. I think Street Fighter was a big surprise. That Wild Horses movie, surprising. Whale Fall. I think Disney at the end came out a winner because they just showed the numbers. You know, it's a numbers game, and there are going to be some bombs in there for sure. That Hexed Witch movie is going to bomb, among others. It may not. You know, I think Doomsday. It's sort of like they paid for it to be a hit. Kind of like when I kind of see like Disney is like this company where they spend so much money. They're like the LA Dodgers. You spend that much money to make things and to, pay for talent. You're probably going to win more often than you lose. The other thing is, I think Paramount, while we saw some very promising things like Scary Movie, like Top Gun 3 being announced, they're about the future. They're doing a reset. They announced a Star Trek movie. So something new is coming. I think this is an era of transition for Paramount. Warner Brothers looking great, being the studio that has at least more originals. In spite of that, they have Dune Part 3, which looks, based on the budget, what they spent, under $200 million. That movie will be a hit, especially the way they're rolling out ticket sales. So those are my general winners. Alan, what else? And I'm sure you'll remind me of one.
Yeah. To me, the big winner, look, I mean, if the winner means who's going to make the most money, probably Disney. But in terms of the movies I want to see, the big winner for me is Amazon MGM. They've got Michael B. Jordan's Thomas Crown Affair. I'm very interested in that. The Jason Statham Beekeeper 2 looks better than the first. Let's see. We could skip How to Rob a Bank. That looks awful.
Yeah, that looks awful. How to Rob a Bank with
right,
Pete
but
Davidson.
The Chosen. How can you not love The Chosen? But the big two were Spaceballs and I Love Rocky.
Oh, Spaceballs and the I Love Rocky movie, again, winners. I mean, every studio is going to have, your hits and your bombs. I would say that Disney's probably positioned to have the most hits because they have many more verticals in terms of your Star Wars, your Marvel, your Pixar, your
Walt Disney,
Walt Disney, etc. But yeah, that I Love Rocky movie looks amazing. Amazing. And Spaceballs, what they showed us, there is a teaser online, but what they showed us looks like it's a mild skewering, polite of there are some clear jabs at Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're setting up doing jokes about race swapping or DEI in.
Well, no, that's Scary Movie.
For sure.
Yeah. Scary Movie is the other comedy going over to Paramount that I'm looking forward to. That one looks like it's just they're primed to take on everybody. I'll say the big loser for me was Warner Brothers.
You think so? Really?
Well, okay. Look, you're only thinking of Dune Part 3.
Right.
I'm thinking of everything else. I mean, we didn't even mention the fact that J.J. Abrams, I believe, has three movies coming out soon, and one of them is one he wrote and directed that looks awful. The other thing is Supergirl. The session of Supergirl was the worst. No one was prepped for anything. No one was prepped to answer basic questions, and the it's just like, what do you think of your role? How did you get the role? These are things you should be able to answer and do it in a way that promotes your movie. They couldn't do it. Millie Alcock, Jason Momoa, none of them just seemed prepared at all to. In fact, it was almost as if they don't believe in their movie because they wouldn't promote their movie. They wouldn't say good things about their movie. They just talked about dumb things about, being girl bosses and so on. She's a complex female hero. Well, why do you think you don't understand your audience? Why do you think we want to see a movie about a complex female hero? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, what will audiences talk about after seeing Supergirl? The comments were it's inspiring for kids. Complex
In what
female
way?
superhero.
I will say the bar none, biggest loser of CinemaCon was Supergirl. And then they showed this action scene with these Ravagers taking over a space bus that Supergirl happens to be on with a young girl she's protecting. It was so bad and long and drawn out. It dropped with a thud, got polite applause because we got to see it. But there could not be a more boring, dull, dark, brownish looking, like it was. This is what they're playing to theater owners to get them pumped to play Supergirl in theaters. And they kept pushing the dog, Crypto. And
Crypto's dying, by the way.
Millie Alcock seemed really unprepared because they said, what was it like working with the dog? It's like, it was all digital. I worked with the dog in one scene and it wouldn't sit.
Oh,
and
what was the most impressive thing about Millie Alcock? She could speak 5 alien languages.
Yeah, that's what she could speak 5 alien languages. And director Craig Gillespie was so impressed. She did this emotional scene all in Kryptonian. Like if you wanted to, unconvince me to see it, show that scene to people, release that scene. It was bad. It's gonna be it'll have one big weekend and that's it. When I say big, it's gonna underperform big.
Yeah, I mean, for you to say these things about your movie tells you that there's not a lot of substance in that movie, because it's more than complex female superhero, and it's more than she speaks 5 alien dialects. You would think there'd be something about the story that they could talk about. You could look. It's one thing to say it'll be inspiring for kids, but you got to back it up. You can't just say it's inspiring for kids.
But then they did like a sort of montage of other things coming in 2027. And James Gunn was with David Corenswet and Nicholas Hoult saying, we're working on Man of Tomorrow, Superman 2. And I wish I was there at CinemaCon, but I'm making the movie now, which I guess just started shooting. So I just don't care. I'm checked out of whatever James Gunn is doing with DC. I don't like it. And then they did show a tease for Clayface, which just looks like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a horror film. And it reminded me of the Joker, because he's in some weird relationship with a girl. He becomes disfigured and now he's Clayface. And it's coming out in October.
By the way, speaking of David Corenswet, one of the best movies we're looking forward to came out of Paramount, and David Corenswet plays John Tuggle in Mr. Irrelevant. Phil Simms came out, talked about how if you are the last person drafted in the NFL draft, you're dubbed Mr. Irrelevant, and not a single Mr. Irrelevant has ever made the majors league, the pro squad, except for John Tuggle, and it's that story. He plays David Corenswet plays John Tuggle. I didn't know who John Tuggle was.
Yeah, I never heard of
what
him.
we saw was downright inspiring. This is a sports movie like no other sports movie.
And I even got choked up watching the trailer they showed. It looks David, and what made me sad about watching it is thinking to myself, wow, David Corenswet is a really good actor. What's he doing in Superman? Like, because we've seen that footage of James. I'm surprised they even put that out there. James Gunn in a disagreement with David Corenswet about how to approach this final scene. David Corenswet didn't think Superman would be like over the top angry about his humanity. And I agree with David Corenswet, and James Gunn didn't trust his actor. And apparently if you go and watch David Corenswet's audition, he's a much more reserved, confident Superman. and Gunn kind of dressed him down. I don't know. I'm really, God, Gordon Sweat's a good actor. And this, I love a good sports movie. I just love it. And I can't wait to see the Mr. Irrelevant. It's coming. So that was like, there were surprises here and there, movies I didn't really hear about that look to be ones that will be on my list. That's on my list.
Yeah. Another one is Highlander. I mean, Henry Cavill, finally he gets to play an iconic superhero.
We're kind of talking about winners. These are the winners and losers.
I think Highlander looked pretty good. I don't know anything about Highlander, but
we didn't see a trailer. They're not done shooting. They're in the middle of shooting. They did show a behind the scenes and show a couple of clips really briefly. It looks really good. And it's by the guy who directed John Wick. Another winner was Godzilla Minus Zero. What we saw, they showed it behind the scenes, and I love that it's being shot for IMAX. They redid the IMAX logo where it's an I M, a Godzilla figure that's like kind of like an A and then X. I want that. I want a t-shirt of that Godzilla IMAX logo.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Godzilla minus zero, you are excited from the director of Godzilla -1 and -0. You are excited for a movie that is produced by J.J. Abrams.
Well, it's directed by the director of Godzilla -0. It's called Grand Gear. And it's
put out
coming
by
out,
Bad Robot.
And it's coming out in February 2028. And we saw like a 20 or 30-second snippet. It is a kaiju movie with giant monsters and robots that make Pacific Rim look like a kid's cartoon.
Yeah,
it looked
like Shogun Warriors.
Shogun Warriors with the epic scale. You know what it is with that is it's the way they shoot. You know, when they shot the old Godzilla movies, you'd have a 5-foot guy, 5'5" guy in a costume, shot with a camera that was at the level of Godzilla. But what the director of Godzilla -0 understands, that's not how you would see a giant creature. You would see it from human level looking up or from a building. And that's what he showed is it was not just that he made Godzilla look real, but it was the way Godzilla was shot from what angle, from a low angle, just
to capture the true terror of a creature that large.
Yeah, phenomenal. So there were winners, losers, and for one, the one thing that I felt, I think it because last point for me, and if you have anything else you want to add, Ellen, please do. They know their audience at CinemaCon. So last year we saw one of the movies you and I were both excited about was a film by Maggie Gyllenhaal called The Bride. Now, the theater owners across America is real America, not New York, LA. The theater owners are America. It's Atlanta, Dallas, Austin, Nashville, Iowa. They featured, and they did this thing where they featured theater owners from all over. And you know what? Theater owners, they're pretty non-political. They're pretty just, we want to pack audiences. We want to make money. And they're pretty middle of the road when they think about the world. And what I know, when they're selling a movie at CinemaCon, they know that audience. So they sold us The Bride last year as a Sid and Nancy punk rock monster movie. That's like Bonnie and Clyde with, Frankenstein's monster and the bride on the run, set in a period piece. And that's how they promoted it at CinemaCon. When they promoted the movie once it was released, that's when we got all the feminist, manifesto stuff. Maggie Gyllenhaal talking about female directors, it being a risk to give them a big budget. I agree with her. It's a risk. So, you know, they're selling people at CinemaCon. They dial things down when they promote to the media on the, on the coasts. They're talking to a different audience. You got to get your story straight.
Yeah. Well, you know what they call that? You know what they call that?
Yeah.
Bait and
Yeah.
switch.
Bait and switch. That's
yeah.
what
They told the theater, as I'm just summarizing what you're saying. They told the theater owners, you're going to get the Bride of Frankenstein, Sid and Nancy. That's what the theater owners were promised. What they got was a feminist manifesto.
And let me just end with this for my piece. The biggest loser of CinemaCon was you and I for going, because all these other YouTube channels, like I'm not going to say who, a lot of other YouTube channels didn't take the time to go or spend the money. And all they reported was what was in the press releases or what was in the news.
Yeah. It's almost to go beyond the trailer.
Yeah. Beyond the trailer, or it was kind of a screen rant. But all I'm saying is maybe we don't need to go to CinemaCon, Alan, or maybe one of us needs to go. I don't know that we really got much from being there. So I kind of
got a week of pretty good food.
Yeah, but I'm just glad I'm home. I'm just happy to be home. I appreciate that you drove. We took your car. I paid for gas, but not the windshield. Gas is expensive. There is a clear difference between gas prices in Nevada. You $4 gas versus $6 gas.
We learned there's a difference between Nevada fast food and California fast food.
McDonald's was more expensive in California and fully automated. Anyways, I'm not sure if we'll go next year. And I saw a lot of other channels. All they did was pick up the news at CinemaCon, and maybe that's what we need to do.
Well, we should go just to do the road streams.
The road streams got more views than our late night streams. Make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. So, what are your final thoughts, Alan?
My final thoughts. Look, theaters are experiencing their strongest first quarter in years since the pandemic. Things are looking up. I do appreciate the fact that the most of the studios are leaning into original IP. That's what we've been asking for. That's what we're going to get now, and we'll see how that goes. It feels like things are going in the right direction, but it is better to be cautiously optimistic in saying that.
Yeah. So we thank you for those who actually watch the show live. We appreciate it, or you catch up. Thank you to everyone there. And we will cover CinemaCon. We just might not go there, but I have this breaking news, Alan. I have the link. Starfleet Academy auction items are up for bidding. Would you like to see what they look like? Oh, it's fun. It's fun. I got this link from an intrepid viewer. I don't know if he wants me to say his name. I'm not going to say.
If you're not sure, don't say the name.
I don't know if he wants to know about this, but check this out, Alan. Starfleet Academy, as you know, was shot in Canada. They shut it down. And here are the auction items up for sale. It's we'll put the link in the description. It's 403 auction right here. It's online auctions, online liquidators. It's called the Star Trek Universe 60th anniversary auction featuring items from the set. This is auction number 1. Let's go down. Here we go. Here are some of the items. Lot 4, massive prop MRI machine with controllable LED lighting.
$8 so far.
$7 bid. Massive prop MRI. Someone bid $5. Look at this. These are people. I guess it's public now. Bid $5 for this massive prop. Look at this.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is also you have to go to Canada to pick it up.
Look at this.
There's no shipping.
$5.
Yeah, look at that.
Let me go back. There's a lot of items here. Massive set turbo lift set piece. Their suggested bid is $10,000. It has 0 bids, 6 days. Look at this. LED light up lectern. Ooh, the lectern? You mean that Aki stood at and gave speeches? $220.
Someone bid on it.
Bid $210. Massive canister display with LED lights and control. $5 for this. Look at this. They're just items from the set. Look at that. This thing is huge, and someone bid $5, but you have to come pick it up. Lots of LED and OLED displays. You can get an 83-inch 4K TV for $165.
That's pretty good.
You have to pick it up. Wow. A lot of monitors. Oh, wait. The captain's chair. Look at this shuttle seat. 75.
No, that's a shuttle seat. That's not a captain's chair.
Okay. The captain's chair is in here. Look at this. $75. You know what? That's kind of cool. I would get the chair. I'd take the Star Trek logo off, but look at that chair. Yeah, barely used, by the way. Barely used chair. Look at the fine detail of this. Look at that. They are everything.
And it's desanitized for athlete's foot. So
curved waterfall stool. Look at this futuristic stool at 0. Did I bid, Alan?
Wait, here's the question. How much do they pay for it? How much did it cost for them to
You can bid $5, and there are a lot of these. A lot of these. Decorative pedestal table. Dark brown leather. Oh, is that the chair in her office? Commercial garbage can. Was that on the set? Was that screen used?
No, I think that commercial garbage can was an actual garbage can for this from backstage.
Terrarium specimen displays at Gore. Ooh, there are 15 pages of this. We'll go over this on on Monday because we're back. Look, the terrarium stuff. Look at this.
Yeah,
Kinda
see, the
crazy.
beauty is you could buy this and then tell all your friends you got it from the set of Starfleet Academy.
Okay, what the hell is this? Customized hair pasta. It's like a meal?
Oh, is that like?
I don't know. Kind of crazy. We got.
I think
look
if
at
you
it.
eat that, you'll barf glitter.
I mean, if I lived in Canada, frankly, I would be tempted. But it's an online auction, detox water. They're just cheap water bottles. Wow. This is crazy. Look at this. 15 pages of this. We'll go through all of it on Monday because I
I was
want
gonna
to
say they would have made a lot of money had they shot this in LA, at least off the auction here.
a lot of 3 millihome pillows screen used. You know, it's worth more money when it's screen used. Candles, box of LED candles. You can get those at IKEA cheap. Don't bother. Box of disco ball ornaments.
Oh,
it's like the prop department is having a fire sale.
Wow.
The only thing that interests me is the chair, but kind of pricey.
I'm pretty sure they don't have the chair.
Well, look, custom molded Starfleet railing trim. You know, if it wasn't Starfleet Academy, it might be worth something.
Well, if it was actual Starfleet logo and not the Starfleet Academy logo.
Set of 4 Star Trek food containers. $5. You know what? At $5, will they ship it?
No. They don't
All
wanna
bids are final. By bidding, you agree to collect items by appointment during posted pickup times. Okay. Do any of our viewers live in Canada? We'll put the link.
You gotta be
in
more
the-
specific than that.
Well, in Canada, where this is. Oh, look, they have Star Trek lightsabers. No, this is a instrument with Starfleet Academy label. $5. More an omelet container, Talaxian omelet container. Alan, it goes on and on. 15 pages.
Like where do you pick it up? What city? What province?
We'll get more info. We'll do we'll explore this on Monday on Versus, and we'll take it from there. Alan, I had a great time with you today. So much fun.
And all week.
I never get tired of hanging out, but we do have a lot of chat, comments, and questions as we wrap up. So let's go to Soups first, and we'll respond to all these.
Let's do this. Andrew Cram for 10. Windshield fun for Alan. All right. So I think we're at, I'm $840 away.
We're getting close. Thank you, Andrew.
Mad Dog for $4.99. So no TV. I'll strive to change that on the website. I'm a Cal Poly grad in agricultural communication. I like TV more because you can connect longer. So are you slow or are you Pomona?
Yeah, just send Alan an email.
Well, it's go to the
Go to
forum.
filmthreat.com, click on contact.
Andrew Cram for 10. Also looking forward to watching Supergirl in an empty theater because it would sound like a terrible premise.
It does.
They're just not promoting it well. Sons and Shadowcast, member for 32 months. Welcome back, gents. Have a great weekend. To the best chat and great streams. Happy Friday.
We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And a few other comments here.
ADL's 24. I can pick this up and send it to Chris if he's interested in anything reasonably sized. Yeah, the containers.
Thank you so much. We'll put the link in the description. Look for it. And yeah, thank you.
Well, we can buy it. We just need someone to pick it up.
Yeah, so maybe the food containers, a chair. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I'd pay for everything, shipping.
Yeah, we need to go through it. Hasib Mian for $4.99. What are you guys' thoughts on Avatar: Last Airbender movie being leaked? I feel bad for the animators and everyone involved.
I feel bad. I think someone's getting fired, but I still think, look, I'm not gonna watch. And also, even if it leaked, it's got to be watermarked. Someone's gonna get fired. I do feel bad. It's still, people are gonna go see that in the theater.
All right, Ree and me for 1 month. Can we write part-time?
Actually, well, yes and no. We prefer people to be regular contributors. We ask our writers, we have writers guidelines. We ask writers contribute 4 reviews a month, which is 1 a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's essentially
But that's not like,
that's
it's not like a
part-time.
full, it is part-time, but it's like, just do one. That way you build up over the months, you build up like consistency. I'm doing my 1 review a week for Film Threat. You can review a short film. There's actually a short film that came in. I think you should review, Alan, about dyslexia. That I think.
Are you sure you read that right?
What? Yeah, I'm not sure, but thank you. Yes, talk to Alan. He'll let you know.
Yeah. Tony Elias, Gato looked more interesting from the concept art. It's a Pixar first 2D animated film, or am I wrong? They really didn't say a whole lot about it. They just said it's coming out, and it's about cats.
That's it.
The Nerd Far Away, accurate as that may be, I have absolutely no interest in any more Toy Story movies. I only count the first 3.
Yeah, you and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. Well, in fact, Pete Docter said that, the first 3 are the first 3. You cherish those. The rest are continuations, and you can treat them as such. Aaron Sharman, to get out of a whale would just build a fire. Yeah, that's what Pinocchio did.
It worked for Pinocchio.
ADL's 24. Any comments on the casting of Wonder Woman? It was an actress I had predicted, but Chris and Alan said was too old, even though she was younger than the Lois Lane actress. Times were different back then.
Okay. Did that story break?
Well, no, there's no official Wonder Woman casting, but there are definitely names being thrown around.
Yeah, there are names being floated around. Nothing's official. It says Aja Arjana cast in DCU and the Wonder Woman versus Maxima debate?
Yeah, and that
is she
yeah.
official?
She is official as I believe she's official as Maxima, but not because she was.
Okay.
They brought her out on stage for something, and mentioned that she was.
Yeah, but she's
she's in some other movie, but she did confirm that she is in a DC movie.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us today. Got to thank our mods, Lord Thoth, MK Solid, AD Ellis 24, Olalikwe on Rumble, and Atomic Lori. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
This
Yeah,
week.
especially for this week.
She did a bang up job, and she's going to get, and unfortunately, we're going to make her sick from all the candy she's about to receive. I'm apologizing in advance. Cookies, candy, licorice, sour
hot dogs.
No hot dog. Lori, pace yourself. That's all I got to say. It's like a 10-pound bag of candy. So enjoy. And a couple gifties and giveaways we threw in the bag.
Such as Runway magazine.
Yeah, Runway magazine from Devil Wears Prada too. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. We're back on Monday with Versus. We might talk Doomsday trailer. Who knows if it drops, but we will be back. I'm happy to be home. You know, I love doing this with Alan. I think we're better when we're in our environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, see you Monday, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Let's get out of here.